much as the feel good stories are good, and if that is my story, I would happily share it with them. I would make sure to also point out that not all stories pan out that way in the long run. And so, in order to be able to develop healthy, mutually respectful, long lasting relationships, it's important to get to know each other on different levels and in different circumstances first. I hope you've enjoyed the sound of my voice enough, Sheye. I would actually love to hear Uzo's perspective.
Shreya would like
What,
for me to
yeah.
not speak, but unfortunately, there's nothing he can do about it. It sounds to me like Shreya is a proponent of love at first sight. I don't know if you get that feeling, Tony, and so he's doing everything he can to hold that banner up to make sure that he flies that flag. But that flag needs to come down. It needs to come down with a thought to earth. You know why? Sorry, Shreya. That flag needs to come down. So I really hate to hear that thing, love at first sight, honestly, because here's the thing, even if we take a measure statistically and we have more people succeeding with that, it's still a very, very dangerous, very, very dangerous path to follow because of several things. How do they do this? How do they think about religion? How do they? I think that one of the most important things, and I think that you can agree with me that when you're talking about love, one of the biggest things that we must keep in mind is the happiness of that person. It's the happiness of that person from that relationship that really makes anything make sense. Once that is not what is foremost on your mind, right? Because the happiness of that person is what is going to make the relationship worth it. And when I say the happiness of that person, I also mean that conversely, for them, it is your own happiness as well, right? So if both people are feeling this, but the moment that you say that I saw that person and I fell in love with the person and I know they're going to look good in the morning, I know they're going to agree with me in politics, in religion, and all that, you haven't thought about how they feel, right? You need to give the person a chance. The way you're feeling is only half of the equation. So the other half of it is what are they looking for as well? I can have seen that person and I like everything about them. I don't even care if in the morning they stink. I still know that I want them. But what do they want? So we can't approach love unless we have to not be selfish about it. It's not about what we want. It's about, it's about what
Very.
it's about what we want and what will work for both of us, right? Because even if I'm going out and I'm just thinking of what you want, right? What you want may also not make me happy. So it just doesn't make sense, which now takes us all the way back again to the basic rule of life. Do you know that the basic rule of life for us as human beings, and this is where whatever you want to call me after this is where we miss everything. Honestly, if every time that we're dealing with the next person, if we always remember that I matter as much as you matter as much as I matter. I think that is the beginning and end of everything. Even when we're saying
Well,
that we love someone, but in saying I love someone, and all that I'm thinking of is I'm going to do this to make them happy. I'm going to do this to make them happy. I'm going to do. You can still be wrong because everything you're thinking of doing is what you think.
Will
This is
make
what
them
you
happy.
think is to make them happy. Do you know?
Hmm.
Do you know if that is what they want? And then when they now reject it or anything, you feel like after everything I did for them. But no, you were being selfish when you were doing those things. That's the thing. That's what we haven't really evolved to understand, right? And so I really hate to hear that thing, love at first sight. Honestly, when I first started this journey, I used to
can I
think that
say something?
I used to think that I
Can I
could
say
help. I used to think that I could help so much. I could help young people and all that. But I've come to realize that no, 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 no. You are not going to help or change anything. You are only just going to speak the truth and hopefully, because even if you tell young people, don't do this, they're not going to listen to you until they enter it and they experience it. And then they will come to realize that you cannot just talk about love at create a relationship based on love at first sight because your personalities matter, right?
Okay. I think Shaya is itching to say something. Shaya, please go ahead.
you see? I remember last week that we had one conversation, I was talking about being politically correct, and I was now talking about being brazen, outspoken, and then bearing all the consequence. I think that is my nature, and I'm ready to go to toe that line today. Now, you were saying something. You were saying you do not want to hear about love at first sight.
No, it's
You can
poison.
erase
It's poison.
what? Which that is hasty generalization of facts.
Yeah.
To those who we are all products of our environment. We are product of our environment. A whale has never seen a camel in its life. They will never cross paths, and both of them are in the same world. They don't know that the other one does not know the other exists, and then there's nothing you can tell them. They want to argue about. In fact, they will argue with
Oh, but
as
I,
a
I
matter of
don't
fact.
I don't think that it doesn't happen. I know it happens. I know many people that have lived many years
That's what I'm
together
saying.
based on
That's
love
what
at
I'm
first
saying.
sight.
Now, this is my point. That's what I'm saying. That look at our forefathers. It's so simple. Here is times have changed. I am not trying to take us back to the Stone Age. But then all those things that they call Stone Age or those practices still supersede whatever we have now. But I'm saying my point is this. They usually like, okay, man, woman, they will be together. Because to a man, the love language to a man is respect. Every other thing does not matter. I mean, secondary. Those other things are secondary. I am a man. I know what I want. If you like, shake your head to eternity. Ask
But you don't
Tony.
know why I'm shaking my head. You don't know why I'm
I
shaking my head.
have seen the new hair anyway. It's beautiful. I should have given you that since morning.
All
Now,
right, thank
my
you.
point is, the love language of any man is respect. You understand? Sometimes the
Shaya,
love language of a
you
woman.
talked about generalizations before. Aren't you generalizing?
Okay, okay. What's your own love language? Let's start from you. What's your love language?
I actually do not have one. I have several. And then I don't
Okay,
think that for men and for women, it's so different because
it
women
is.
want
It is.
respect as
It
well,
isn't
I'm coming.
true.
I'm coming.
amongst
All right.
several
All
other
right.
things,
Anyway,
you know.
anyway, maybe we have to take that wing the other time. Maybe next time we take that wing. But for the benefit of this discussion, what I'm trying to say is this: it is very difficult for you to tell people that have seen it work over and over.
Nobody's arguing it. You're on the wrong tangent, Shaya. We're not saying that it hasn't happened
Yeah,
successfully. I think you're missing what we're
yes,
saying.
I quite like what Uzo said, and where she's steering this conversation to, because
Okay.
most times, love at first sight, um, it's
Did you
one
say more
person.
times? Did you say more
No,
times?
like no, Shaya, let me land.
No.
Let
Did
me
you
land.
just say more
Right?
times or
Love,
sometimes?
love at first
Or
sight. Love at first sight is like the movie that we're using as case study. For instance, this Odogu Parara saw Chioma and decided that you are going to be my wife. What Uzo is saying is she may have met everything that he idealized about who his wife would be, but does he meet that for her? So our point is ab initio saying that I'm going to marry you only based on how I feel about you is selfish because I have not taken into consideration whether or not you feel the same way about me. If I met or the criteria for you, do you meet the criteria for me? Have you thought about that before you just came and say you are my
has,
wife?
has,
So
has it been
as a
working?
starting point, as a
Has it been
starting
working?
point, I think Shaya, I'll be done in a minute. As a starting point, I think I appreciate the flaw that Uzo is trying to
Illuminate.
highlight in that approach, right? Because a truly loving relationship isn't about possession. It's
Hmm.
people, about two people reaching a point where they feel that for each other, for X, Y, Z reasons, they feel, not feel, they, because when you say feel suggests a void. And I don't like viewing relationships from the point that one person is not complete and then you need another person to complete you. No, I don't like looking at relationships from that lens. But this person fulfills you, exactly, fulfills you. If it's not both ways, then I understand what Uzo is trying to say about that, stance being a rather selfish stance. That is actually worth looking at, because you cited the examples of our ancestors. The women then did not have a lot of choice. They didn't have
They
a
didn't
say.
have
The
a choice.
women
They didn't
weren't the
have a
one
choice.
choosing. It was the men that were choosing. In fact, at some point, in some places, they will line up all the eligible maidens, and then the bachelors will come. See the video of Ogechi now. That Ogechi, Ama. Sure, you saw the video. The town crier went and
Oh,
said, "Oh,
Bishop is
all
here.
the eligible bachelors are in town, and they are going to select their wives amongst you." The women usually did not have a choice in that matter. So even if our ancestors, our parents, stayed in those relationships for as long as they did, can we say, especially for the women who did not have a say in the choice of husbands that they had, can we say that they were truly, truly happy, or they only persevered in the marriages that they were in? Just something to think about, Shaya.
Oh, you know what,
Oh,
Shaya, don't
no, no,
misunderstand, right?
I'm coming.
Because I think
I
that
wanted to.
Shaya appears to be a very happily married man to the woman that he set his eyes on and decided that this is love at first sight. But guess what? Even if that is my experience, right? I still have the responsibility to understand that I cannot preach it to people because Shaya, somebody said a very bad idea, this love at first sight statement. Forget those people who don't think of real life. And then somebody said it could also be the other way around. I knew my husband would be my husband the first time I set eyes on him. So here is the
You
thing.
know,
When you have
that's
that kind of
why.
experience, what?
That is, see, my point is this. Let me even sum it. Let me sum it up now. My point is this. Like I used to say, there's nobody with 360-degree knowledge of everything or anything. There must be reservation.
Nobody is arguing that these things don't happen, right? Nobody's saying they don't happen. But
No, what
what
I'm
we're
saying is
saying is
this.
But I
that's
can't
a
hear
stroke of
anybody.
luck.
One is not one is not important than the other. So my point is this. This is what I want the syllabus to be. All right. This is good. These are the dangers, the merits, and the demerits for love at first sight, nurturing love. These are the
I
dangers
don't
of
know what
it.
the
These
problem
are the
is.
merits. These are the demerits. That's just the way to present it. Not creating one funny phobia because we don't all know. People
Nobody.
have different experiences.
This is your opinion, right? And everybody's entitled,
Yes,
and you're
yes.
perfectly right. You're perfectly right in this your opinion, right?
This is my
However,
opinion. Yeah.
However, yes, if I have an opinion and Tony has an opinion and you have an opinion, and there is one that is going to present danger for people, that is why we have this platform for us to reason.
What's the danger there?
The question on the
What's the danger?
side,
What's the danger?
if you don't see the danger, then there is nothing more that
No,
I
you
can
don't get
say
what did you get what I said? I
you
said
have
thorough analysis of the two school of thought.
we
That
can't
is,
do
we
that.
know
Shey.
that's the
We've
way it
done
should be
that.
in any school, right?
That's
Tony,
what
am I
we're
right? Am I
doing.
making sense? Am I
That's
making
what
any
we're
sense?
doing. That's what we're doing, but we can't leave it there if we decide that there is
No,
one
no,
that portends
no,
danger
no,
and
wait,
the
oh,
other does not
wait.
portend danger.
Any parent, any right-thinking person will naturally plunge to your own school of thought. Any right-thinking person, yes,
Oh, you said
will
that?
naturally be suited to your school of thought.
Why? What do you mean by that? Allow
What I'm
allow us
trying to
to
say,
understand. Yeah.
what I'm saying is a logical mind will want to explore your defense. That okay, if you are meeting somebody, don't be in a don't be too hasty. Don't let the chemical reaction push you. Calm down. You know,
Okay.
have a
And
process.
now that you've said that, don't forget that the reason why the platform is here is because that is the those are the things that we want to highlight. You're not going to come here and highlight the things that you know what you're going to do in your bedroom. They don't know your thoughts. They don't know
No,
that you're
no.
going to.
But
They
that
don't know
does
that
not
you're going to
mean
do extra analysis. That's why we're doing it in public.